Frith, hope all is well. This video continues on with Rido. In the previous video, I talked about the stada, the golder, some meditations and the movement, as well as some things that we focus on, such as starting to define the path that we want to be on and the direction we want to go in life, and start moving in that direction, you know. From the energetic level, this continues on from, so in Feiyu, we begin to attune to the physical body's energies, and with Uruz, it's about rooting and grounding. And through Rizaz, we begin to focusing the mind helps focus the energy. With Ansu, we work on our expression and working with breath to help in tune us with the energy, as well as to help break up stagnation and address issues and, you know, a whole host of other stuff. With Rido, it's all about starting to circulate the energy, and this particular practice that I work with comes from the inner alchemist tradition of the Taoists, and I highly recommend that you look into it. It's called the Microcosmic Orbit. What I'm sharing is the really simplified version, because I'm only just working with the energies in this particular way. But there's a lot more to this practice, and so if you're interested, look into it and watch videos on what other people have to say. Before we begin, so the basic gist of it is that we're focusing on the two main channels flowing down the front and up the back, right? And we're circulating it around. Two things to pay attention to, or to work with in this practice, is to utilize the Mula Bandha lock, which is basically you're contracting your anus and tightening the Kegel muscles, which is the muscle that will stop your urine in midstream. So we're tightening these things so that as we bring the energy around, it doesn't seep out of us. And as it comes around, then you use the fire tongue position, which is with the tongue at the roof of the mouth, the back of the front of the teeth. And what this does is, acting like a lever or a switch, it enables the energy to flow down, right? Because at this point, we're not really focusing on Kundalini energy, which is really just about opening a channel for the energy to flow through us. Right now, it's all about circulating, and then Kanaz will focus on building it, among, you know, other things. So, all right, so the focus when we begin will be focusing in our belly. Don't worry about some fine-tuned anatomical point like some chakra or Tian. Just focus on the belly region, and as you become more and more in tune with the energy and the sensations within, you'll be able to really tune into where the energy is really building. But so at this point, just focus on the belly. We'll start with just some simple deep breathing so that the diaphragm pushes down, the belly expands, and then as you breathe out, you just relax the diaphragm and allow the air to flow out. Right, and then after a few moments, a few rounds of breath, then I'll direct you to inhale. And while you inhale, that's when you do the Mula Bandha lock. So you tighten your anus and the Kegel muscle, and then the energy, feel the energy going up and around. This is all on the inhale, and then down. And then on the exhale, put the tongue in the fire position like the lever, and exhale and allow the energy to flow down. And again, it'll just end here. As you exhale, relax the anus, relax the Kegel muscles. Just allow that energy to flow downward. Okay. Now, as for the sensation, so initially, you might not feel anything. It might just feel like you're going through some motions, which is just fine. Just as you breathe in, just mentally bring your attention to your stomach area, and you tighten the Mula Bandha, the Kegel, and the anus. And you just imagine the energy flowing around the tail, up the sacrum, right, up the back. Just keep imagining. So as you're breathing in, feel that energy going up. And then the tongue, the lever, exhale. And then just bring your attention with the breath Remember, on the exhale, you relax the Mula Bandha, you unlock. Okay. As for seating, so I highly suggest you do this either laying down or seated initially, just because it helps. You know, you're stable, you're not having to worry about balance or anything like that. If you're in a seated position, try to find something that will enable your thighs to be parallel to the ground. Your knees are directly over the ankle, so you don't want them over, like leaning over them like this, or if too far back, you just want them directly over, straight down, knee to ankle, straight down. The feet, 9 points of the feet, refer back to the Uru's video regarding that. So basically what you're doing is you're helping to ground the energy, and then later on as you continue with this practice, you can start to draw energy up and build that way. Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to walk through a couple rounds, and then that's that. Again, the spine, you want the spine imagining that there's some kind of thread or string holding it up so that your spine is erect, but the natural curves are there, right? So we want to, and what this does is it just enables the energy to flow more freely. Like if you just think of blood flow or anything, and then you pinch it or something, it's gonna mess with the flow, and it's that's just a more baser or more denser form of energy, right? So that works all the way down. So ideally, we want to try to make our bodies the most conducive to the energy to flow, right? And that's, yeah. So anyhow, okay. So whenever you practice, I encourage you just to keep your eyes closed, because the focus is on internal sensations. So don't worry about things outside yourself at this point. So just close your eyes and relax. Just take a few deep breaths. Allow the diaphragm to push down, the belly to push out. And on the exhale, just relax the diaphragm and allow the air to flow out. Breathe in. As you do this, really just pay attention to your belly region. Feel the sensations. Calm the mind. Now as you're about to breathe in to the Mula Bandha lock, pulling up on the anus and the Kegel muscles, breathing in, imagine the energy going up and around the tailbone and slowly up the back as you inhale, down the forehead, and then bring the tongue up to the roof of the mouth as you exhale. Just feel the energy slowly coming down. And then when you're down in the belly, just take a couple of gentle breaths in and out. On the next inhale, Mula Bandha lock, pulling up, breathing in as the energy comes up and around the tailbone and up the back and around the head. Now relax Mula Bandha. Lock the tongue. Exhale as the energy comes down into the belly again. Just take a couple gentle breaths. Again, Mula Bandha lock as you breathe in. Imagine, feel the energy coming up around the tailbone and up the spine, around the head. Tongue comes up to fire position as you exhale, relaxing the Mula Bandha. Exhaling, the energy comes down. Now again, tighten the Mula Bandha. As you breathe in, energy comes around the tailbone and then up the spine, up around the head. Tongue comes in the fire position as you relax Mula Bandha, exhaling, energy comes down. Release the tongue to the Mula Bandha as you inhale. Energy comes up. Relax Mula Bandha, tongue comes up. Exhale. Mula Bandha, inhaling and come up. Relax Mula Bandha, tongue. Exhale. You just continue with this cycle. You can go slow, you can go quick. The focus is on the Mula Bandha and the tongue lock. Breathing in, the energy goes up. Exhaling, the energy comes down. Up, down. And then when you're ready to finish, do a couple rounds. So now put the tongue in the earth position, which is at the bottom of the mouth and behind the front of the teeth. Continue to do the cycle, just slow it down. Don't worry about doing the Mula Bandha lock. Just allow the energy to flow. And then afterwards, just rub your body a little bit. Bring the energy to the surface. And then finish your session. Give thanks and enjoy. Yeah, so that's the basics of the practice. My book has a couple other aspects to it. And then again, like I said earlier, I encourage you to look up. It's called Microcosmic Orbit. It's the inner alchemy tradition from the Taoist. And yeah, I wish you well and be blessed.
Odin, Thor, Freyr, Freya, Sif, Frigga.